Oh, interesting. Well, I guess I'm live. I just had a notification saying live streaming's not available. So, welcome to another morning liberation guided meditation. Most importantly, I hope you feel great this morning. I hope that these evening meditations have been setting you up for a calming morning. Most importantly, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out the chakra healing meditation, I highly recommend it. We did the sacral chakra last night, and I woke up feeling incredibly at ease, very peaceful. Some things definitely settled. So it's excellent to feel the community again this morning. So let's go ahead and get started. Why, thank you. And good morning to you. Most importantly, just get those last few wiggles out and just find a nice, comfortable position wherever it may be. And we'll go ahead and get started here. So, with our normal morning breaths, when you hear that tap of the bell, allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale and simply let it go calmingly, relaxingly with a nice sigh of relief. We'll be doing 3 of these. And if you want to throw in a little stretch, like get up there and move the arms, go for it. Remember, this is your practice. Start doing what feels really good for you. And again, once more. And our final breath, we allow the body to relax as we open a big smile up on our face. And from here, we begin to choose our final position to sit and rest. And with each tap of the bell, we allow the body to hold on to our breath as long as we can comfortably before effortlessly exhaling. Again, to emptying the lungs full of air and holding them emptied for a brief moment before opening back up with a deep inhalation. And we allow this rhythm of prolonged breath and holding the lungs empty of air as much as we need to before we tell the body, using our inner voice, to take over so you may rest. And it's in these next calming breaths that the inner space grows, that the body begins to continue its role of effortless operation, as you, the witness, simply remain silent, observing it all. No matter what internal phenomena arises, we allow it to simply be at a distance. We root ourselves in this position of silent knower, of silent witness, using the Om chant. So feel free to join along or continue to listen to all words and sound like music. Again, allow your breath to fill the body with air as much as you can, while consciously exhaling any tension away. As the breath becomes automatic, you simply rest within. And it's here we simply rest. Effortless like sleep. The simple action of being, the natural state of life, is ever present. When we simply rest within ourselves, it's like a piece of food within a certain sauce. Over time, that food will take on that flavor. It doesn't matter what the sauce is, doesn't matter what the food is. It'll absorb it, take the juices on as its own. So too, we all have been marinating in these waters of personhood. Our entire lives, from the moment of conception all the way through birth. We're constantly surrounded by energies, by people. And it's their lessons that they pass on to us. It's their pros and cons in which we all receive as children. As is life, the parent passes on not only physical, genetic information to give you the appearance you have, but emotional and mental, pain, insight is also passed down too. These ancestral lineages of addiction, of leadership, of abuse. We must understand the apple does not fall far from the tree. And in this very light, this simple stillness, we allow ourselves to squeeze out that sponge of conditioning. We allow ourselves the opportunity to discover what we were before we took on so much else. Consciously exhale the physical, emotional, and mental tensions that may arise with such looking. I offer you this open invitation to let go, to simply be in rest within yourself. As you open yourself up to the stillness and silence within. And recognize it's this ultimate expression of love that prepares us to receive such grace. Take a deep breath, filled with warmth and love, and exhale all fear. Every moment provides a doorway for liberation. You must simply step through the threshold with your heart. Again, take a deep breath, filling yourself up with warmth and love. And consciously expel your judgments of others. For we must recognize all people are victims of such cause and effect. Each of us have been born into a world and given a playbook on how to live it, despite it being for the wrong game. Much of the world lacks compassion purely through delusional means, believing that we're individuals, isolated, separate from life, has put us in positions of authority and arrogance, as if we're kings of nature. Take a deep breath and allow that warming light to humble you, to remind you that you are life itself. Nothing more, nothing less. With each breath, allow it to cool the heart, to temper any flames of emotion that may arise in such reflections of others, to recognize that judgments are imagination, to remind ourselves to speak our truth and be genuine. It matters not what anyone outside you thinks about you, feels about you, or sees you. You cannot control that. The only thing within your power is to transform yourself. We've often heard it as children. If your friends jump off a bridge, would you too? And in reality, you must understand all of society has already jumped off the bridge. And we each do so every time when we live against the truth in which we know experientially. So where does your truth end and the imagination begin? Take a deep breath and expel all tension and judgment of self. And to ultimately silence all inner rumination You must question its source. For all aspects of life are determined upon how you see it, how you interpret it. For so many, daily, walk right past the answers in which they seek. Take in a deep breath and allow it to fill you up with self-trust, with courage to speak your truth, to dance your dance. And in this same act of self-love, by shifting your attention and focus inwards, all of the external distractions will drop, will fade. And as your own light shines, you will continue to inspire and uplift and to guide others through the very act of your own life and beingness itself. So remember your true position. Keep yourself fixed here. Recognize this infinite ground of stillness, of silence, of calm is you and the ways in which we can express. For we can't hold on to our nothingness. We can't show the world our emptiness. We can't pour out any of our love and calm. But what we can do is allow this infinite ground of love and light to shine forth through every action and every breath we take. And like a campfire on a cold night, all that see your shine and feel your warmth will try to come to your fire to seek shelter. It's here we recognize as we heal and transform ourselves, we naturally and effortlessly uplift and heal the whole. It's this path of inner healing that leads to the external healing of others. And as those around you heal naturally, they share their own loving and warming light. And like a spark in a dry prairie in the summer, our love will spread like wildfire. Our love can conquer this earth in the most inclusive, evolutionary way. For when the imaginary border of self dissolves, you find yourself in the open ground of oneness. I offer you this invitation to tap back into Source, to clear the grounds and receive love and grace. As you tap back into your own power as life itself. Allow yourself to take a deep breath with the tap of the bell, and with each inhalation, consciously breathe in through not only the mouth and nose, but through the chest and heart itself. And like filling a pitcher up with water, each breath fills up that divine cup of love. Allow yourself to hold that breath as long as you comfortably can, with such effortlessness. Allow the body to exhale and again hold the breath empty of air. As each inhalation fills you up with light and love. We again shift deeper and deeper into ourselves through the simple act of looking. I empower you. I energize you. And I send you those reminders of life to keep such truth at the forefront of your mind throughout the day. And with our final breath together, we take a deep inhale with a loving sigh of relief as our exhale. And whenever you feel comfortable, you may open the eyes or simply keep them closed. And that concludes our meditation for this morning. I hope you accepted that invitation to enter into the ground of silence within. And I hope you recognize that you are this silence, that infinite ground of space, the emptiness, the nothingness, the fullness, the love, the warmth. And as you may experience this simple act of just letting go, naturally reveals your true source, your true home. And it's in these moments that we remind ourselves that whenever we feel tensions come up, whenever we feel stress arise, it's just temporary. The more we allow ourselves to remain in our truth, to marinate in ourselves, those happenings of tension come up less and less. The intimacy of emotion and thought in which we might have felt as really close gets further and further apart from your own identification. And it's with this keeping ourselves attuned to the breath and just our true position that allow that space to grow each and every moment. And you can really keep your 99% of your attention on the internal, on recognizing where thoughts come from, the cause and effect, the temporary aspect of them. That these emotions you're feeling are sometimes the other people's that you're observing and around, or that you're taking them on, and the mind and emotions just kind of keep a feedback loop going. It's here that you stop all that. Because when we remind ourselves, where does that truth end? Where does that imagination begin? Where's my observation hold itself truth and objectively? And when do I start to throw in my own judgment in there? So it's these tools that we use for ourselves to carry over this practical meditation, this sit down practice into daily life. And it's so important, so important that we remind ourselves this. And it doesn't matter what you do. I always recommend to my students that, you pick a phrase, something that really resonates within you. And one of the earliest ones a student chose and came up with through conversation was, see it for what it is. And I love it. I love it. Because when we see things for what they are, is this me freaking out? Is this me overreacting? Is this that person just being really selfish and ignorant? Are they assuming something? It doesn't matter what it is. It could simply be breathe for you. So it's using these experiences that we have during these meditations to create the blueprint for our own success. If you're a person that needs to have a sticky note for a reminder, put that sticky note on your hand, put it on your watch, put it on your water bottle, put it on your computer, whatever it is that you find the most challenging in terms of staying rooted within yourself and that truth. You must strategically approach it. I don't want to say attack it, because you don't want to get the ego in a warring mentality. But you need to see it as, oh, hey, I'm the one that feels bad when I say something I don't mean. So I want to start taking myself away from positions and experiences in which I go too far, or I get too lost in the sauce. I get too angry or emotional or whatever it is, or it could be even the opposite. Maybe you revert. Maybe you just get quiet. So in these moments, it's that, okay, when I feel this tension, I know I need to speak up. So you can write something down like, speak up when you're tight. When you're feeling cold, when you're feeling lonely, that's when you need to speak your truth and dance your dance. So I hope you gain a new tool today. I hope you have an awesome day, and that these reminders help you keep yourself in check and help you evolve and grow and ultimately spread love. Because when you're not caught up in the emotions, the judgments, the assumptions, the ego and chaos of others, you're able to pivot that energy. You're able to transform their chaos into your growth, into their growth, their revelation. And it's so powerful and it's so inspiring, And again, it ties into our theme from the evening meditation last night of, it's creativity. It's you are this infinite ocean of flow. And when you tap into that, and when you effortlessly live your life without that tension caused by self-chaos, self-sabotaging, life is just like those moments when 5 hours goes by like 20 minutes. And it just becomes this play in which you immerse yourself like when we were kids. It's fun. It's loving. It's light. And you're not worrying about everything all the time. So, namaste. I bow to the divine within you. I love you so much. And I hope you feel the peace this morning and you carry that in our infinite source of power and will. And if you have problems with your egoic self, this is the center in which we really liberate ourselves from its grip. So, have a great day. I love you so much. Peace.